Precious tritium is the fuel that makes this
podcast
go. There's only 25 pounds of it on the whole planet.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Swinging Through Spider-Man. As usual, I'm James Rushton. That's Bradley Hughes over there. The gist of the podcast is each week we read through The Amazing Spider-Man in order from the get-go. We are, I believe, 53 issues in at the moment. Brad, how are you finding it?
That's one more week than he is, son. Yeah, good. Always good. He's gotten to a part now where we're sort of like actually getting the hang of Spider-Man. Considering that our catch is the fact that we know nothing about Spider-Man, we're actually starting to learn a great deal about him.
Yeah, we were actually kind of getting to grips with the character. I think last time was issue 52. That was the Kingpin, kind of the end of the Kingpin's arc or initial arc. He came in to kind of start up a mafia or mob type operation that was shut down, and it actually ended with the death of Fred Foswell and Spider-Man being inserted as public enemy number one once more. So Fred Foswell was the former big man, so the very first kind of quote-unquote Kingpin, actually, in New York, Brad.
Yeah, I remember that episode. It was
way back.
He was trying to impersonate Jameson as well. So, man, that is the way back when machine.
Way back machine, yeah. Got on that cached internet page. But no, Fred Foswell, what eventually earned his good graces back, got into the good books of J. Jonah Jameson and the Daily Bugle and the New York kind of scene in general, earned a second chance. And he blew it. He actually went back to his criminal ways, tried to make good with the Kingpin. Realised
very quickly that it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
When the Kingpin trapped him.
And he went back on that and died a hero almost. Took a bullet for J. Jonah Jameson. I think the world would have been better off had he not taken the bullet.
I don't know, man, because then we wouldn't have an absolutely fantastic role of Gene Simmons.
Well, Brad, we're here with issue 53 today. I think we'll forego the pageantry and get into an issue, kind of find that Spidey feeling, because we've been a bit off in 29. Not off, but we had a bit of a break again. So
yeah, illness is a bitch.
Illness is a bitch. We'll speak more about that at the end, but we'll get into issue 53 of The Amazing Spider-Man instantly. Brad, this is special actually because it's the return of Dr. Octopus.
Is this Ockwick?
This is an Ockwick, mate. Dr. Octopus is back. It tells you from the get-go. No spoilers here.
No airs or graces. No pussyfooting around. Straight up enter Dr. Octopus.
No, so after the last issue, mate, Spider-Man is once again a public enemy. He's a fall in the eyes of the public, and that's thanks to the Daily Bugle constantly running hit pieces out on him. No, of course,
which is a bit of a piss take considering last issue Spider-Man actually saved Jameson's ass like numerous occasions.
Yeah, but in reality, he's just going to be looking at Fred Foswell and thinking that, hey, well, I got saved by Spider-Man. Not really, but Fred Foswell took the bullet for me, so he gets he gets the 2 thumbs up from me.
Can we just agree that when Foswell got lowered into the ground, they just put his mask on top of the coffin?
The patch.
It's a horrible rubber mask.
So Ned Leeds has taken over the kind of head writer job at the Daily Bugle. He's not a patch on Foswell, mate.
Not a single patch.
Not a patch on Foswell.
I see what you did there.
Well, Spider-Man is quickly getting hit by these hit pieces from Jameson and the Bugle. And he's public enemy number one. He's not doing that good. And he's kind of been dissing off his studies. Peter Parker, his alter ego, been dissing off his studies. So our comic actually begins with Spider-Man hanging on a clock face. And of course, the clock goes off 12 and it vibrates and he's a bit shook. He's reminded that it's actually time for school. So he has to swing over to Empire State University to get changed and head to class. And of course, he does the cool shot where he swings over everyone who's there, including the returning from war Flash Thompson, Brad.
If he's not just a husk of his former self, then this is not done. This is not done right.
This motherfucker hasn't finished basic. This has finished no time. He's always back in New York in full uniform as well, with fucking medals.
Yeah, what's he done? They're in the trees, man.
Well, Flash and Gwen Stacy are kind of arranging a date, but quote unquote date, really, because in these comic books, I don't know what constitutes as actually a romantic date or whether they're just hanging out.
They're just a date in the diary.
Yeah.
Like the most formal term of a date going.
So Harry Osborn, who is Pete's flatmate, shows up, and he's really pissed off because Peter Parker is, of course, never there because he's always being Spider-Man at the moment. He's peak Spider-Man right now. He's never been more into being Spider-Man. So he's Peter Parker. He's never there. So Harry shows up, and he's like, I'm done with Peter Parker. I'm just his secretary now. We hung out. We got this flat together to spend time together and chill and, hit the town. And he's never there. And all I do is take his calls.
I thought it was going to be bros, man.
So our first bit of action in the comic book actually kicks off. It's one of those almost gotcha moments.
Ooh.
Pete, of course, has had to swing over to the university. He's getting changed in a spare classroom, the gym's spare for some reason, and he almost gets caught getting changed. If you see that panel, he actually is getting changed on the upper level and uses the gym rope to go down.
He's just like, yeah, I'm just getting a little workout, sir. Just climbing this rope, not using my amazing spider abilities at all. But it does literally look like he's been caught mid-wank. He's like the most.
That's the most shook I've ever seen someone be when they're actually saying they've just been working out.
In his cashmere sweater, like full cashmere sweater, shoes, slacks. Just getting in a little workout.
I don't know if you can notice, Brad, but his Spider-Man costume's actually hanging out.
Oh, that's
jumper as well.
It's sort of like, when your dad's just finished working on a car and he comes in and he's been wiping up his hands and he just leaves like that rag in his back pocket. It's covered in grease. Yeah, that's his Spider-Man mask.
So Peter Parker descends this rope in his full civvies. He's, his cashmere sweater, the chinos, the slacks, the socks and the shoes. He's gone down, but he's got his Spider-Man undershirt almost hanging out of his back pocket.
Wait. The real question now. Does Spider-Man put the socks over the Spider-Man costume shoes and then puts more shoes over the shoes?
That's too many layers.
You're going to be hot.
I think it's just a platform boot, mate. Just a boot with a sock on it, like a modern football boot, how it's almost a sock.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about like how like angular those feet look. They look like Action Man foot. Like so squared off, like so flat. There must be a sole.
There has
do you reckon he has to like size up his regular shoe just to accommodate boot, sock, boot? Or do you reckon he's the mad kind of bastard that has a sock underneath his Spider-Man boot and then puts on another sock and then his civvy boot?
That's just so much levels. You've really thought this through, haven't you?
Well, I'm thinking about how I can see his sock there and I'm like, man, that'd be so hot. Like, just think about having all the
think how
layers
fast he runs up the side of a building as well, slapping their feet up those hot tin roofs.
And if it's anything like the recent costumes where it's more like a molded grip, you know what I mean? Like, even then, could you imagine that hardness under, like, being squashed up against your foot inside of a leather Oxford?
This is an incredibly deep conversation about Spider-Man's footwear.
I need to know.
I don't know. You know what? We're going to throw that one to you guys. I think Dr. Spider, that might be one for you.
Definitely. If anyone's going to know about the dissection of Spider-Man's footwear, it's going to be Dr. Spider.
Yeah, absolutely. So you get back to us on that one because I think poor Brad's mind's going to bloody mouth soon, thinking too much about Spider-Man's boots or Peter Parker's boots when he's in that Spider-Man costume. What is going on there?
So many layers.
So Peter Parker descends this rope and his professor bursts in, Professor Warren, the undershirt's sticking out. The professor notices it and Pete It's almost. It's like, oh bloody hell! I'm glad he didn't see that web pattern on this undershirt. But I think you got the excuse. You can just say it's a Spider-Man undershirt.
Yeah, we've clearly come across the fact that there's Spider-Man merchandise.
Yeah, if this guy's like any other New York citizen, he doesn't have the fucking capability to put two and two together. It just doesn't exist. You have to take everyone at fucking face value.
But it's sort of like I remember seeing an excerpt from a Superman comic where it was just like everyone says, Clark, you look so much like Superman," like, and then like Clark turns around and says, "You know what I say? Damn, you'll be surprised how many times I get that," because no one actually expects him to be Superman. Just like if you saw Spider-Man, like Peter Parker in full Spider-Man outfit, you'd be like, "Ha ha!" Nowhere.
Here's the thing with Superman. A lot of people say about it. It's like going back to Spider-Man and the disguises and the voice thing. Like everyone says that Superman's disguise is shit because it's just glasses. But man, when I take my glasses off, I've just got these little beady eyes. I'm like a different person. You know what I mean? It's two little beady fucking orbs sticking out of my head. There's a lot of difference that can be made in like voices and little things.
Well, the difference with Superman is that when he lands, everyone's just like, if Superman's not about, he's in his fortress of solitude. He is literally a super alien that can lift like cars above his head, blow holes in fucking ceilings with his eyes. He's not gonna pretend to be a human. They don't think he has a secret identity because he wouldn't need one.
So Professor Warren, he can't put two and two together, as we just discussed. He offers Peter Parker 2 extra tickets to bang on.
Iron Maiden, baby.
No, it's science. God, I hate that song. I love that song. I hate it though. He's got 2 tickets to tonight's science exposition. What is that a thing? I thought it said exhibition.
No, exposition.
What? Isn't that just like isn't exposition just like giving like the random information? Is that a thing? I thought that threw me when I was trying to read that. That says exposition and not exhibition. What the fuck?
I can't even blame autocorrect back a day.
You fucking wrote that. You fucking did that. The science exposition, which handily enough sets up, it sets the plot in motion, man. Which is a perfect bit of wordplay there by Stan Lee. But he's got 2 tickets, not to see Iron Maiden, but there will be an Iron Man there of sorts. I hope his fucking arms are made of iron now. I'm going to get it in the neck. In the fucking neck. So
actually, his arms are made up of a super strong titanium alloy.
Well, Peter Parker, the sly dog, he's got a spare ticket and he's giving it to none other than Gwen Stacy.
Oh, Peter, you sly dog. We know your game.
And he's like, Gwen, you're just the one I'm looking for. Are you doing anything tonight, you pretty girl? Okay. And she's off to the science exposition with Professor Warren and Peter Parker.
Peter's game's weak as fuck, man.
Smooth Pete.
Yeah, smoother than chunky peanut butter, mate.
Well, he's got his chance to invite her, and she accepts because she's a science major, which Pete actually forgets.
Oh, he just forgot.
He's like, okay. He genuinely did. He genuinely fucking did.
Like this girl that you're literally in the same class as. Like, literally the same class, who you've got the hot for.
What? This is dickhead Pete again, isn't it? He's just thought, this broad. This dumb broad.
Man, she'll be perfect at home. Cooking me dinner.
She's just took science just for something. She's a fucking science major, and she's got a scholarship. I believe she has a scholarship. I probably read that incorrectly. I believe she's there as well.
Mate, Peter's your classic gatekeeper.
He's a dumb fuck, is what he is.
You know what? He's out to lunch, mate.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Brain, he's gone.
He's lost in
he's
the
on complete autopilot. Wow.
He's literally, literally, this is what he does. He goes as with Spider-Man a bit, and then he comes back into Peter Parker's little world and goes, "Oh yeah, girls exist. I'm gonna do my best to try and wrangle one, like their feelings don't come into play."
Perfect crossover here. If he had a few Pokeballs and the right application, I'm pretty sure he could wrangle something. Might not be the girl of his dreams, but he could wrangle fucking something. I mean, you have to make do with a Jigglypuff, man. Sure he fucking could, the fucking awful bastard. Harry Osborn and Flash Thompson, of course, are on campus, and they're pretty fucking annoyed now because Pete has walked out with Gwen Stacy on his arm, and that means she's had to turn down a date with Flash and Harry to hang out with Pete.
I mean, I can't imagine that the conversation would have been free flowing with either of the other two guys. Really, it's just like speaking to Flash. It's just like we did some dark stuff, man.
So Harry and Flash, their main gripe here is that Pete has come in out of nowhere without any reason, and he's come in and he's interfered with their plans or their plan. Flash actually gets in Pete's face and pulls the whole military thing, starts calling him civilian, like stand down civilian. It's a fucking mall cop.
Like Stobart.
Yeah. Paul Blart, man.
Yeah,
Stobart.
Oh, I'm thinking about Eddie Stobart.
What the fuck?
The fucking shipping company.
That is horrible.
That's so stupid.
But Flash actually gets in his face and calls him civilian, trying to get him to stand down. He needs a fucking slap, he does. You haven't seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, have you?
I don't know. Might have.
Oh, fucking, there's one, this is very relevant. There's one part where they're having a dinner, right? And a fucking ex-soldier attends and everyone, it goes around everyone and everyone shakes hands and goes, thank you for your service. And he just goes, hey, Paul, how you doing? And the soldier goes outside and cries
Because he's not been recognised.
He didn't get thanked for the one geezer, but he got thanked 8. That's Flash. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Thank you for your service, Harry. Thank you, Harry. Hi, Pete. How you doing? Hi, Flash. Hey. You just go and cry.
Imagine if all he did was like clean the latrines.
Private Piles just fucking shot himself in the head, man. He just But no, their main gripe actually is that Pete just comes in and out. He's in his own private world. He isn't getting involved with anything. He only shows up to take one of the girls out, which Harry and Flash aren't pretty down with.
Well, it kind of sucks that they're like, yo, you know, you're supposed to be our bud and you're dropping in and out. We ain't seen you in ages. Harry's like literally like, mate, we're roommates. We're supposed to be hanging out. Like, ain't you got time for your buds?
Yeah, and they're actually his friends. I mean, there was that whole thing when they bullied him. Sorry, bullied. I couldn't get it out of my mouth then. There's that whole thing when they bullied him. That was a long time ago now.
If you took Flash to the one side, he would literally be like, yeah, that was banter, that was, wasn't it, Pete? And Pete's just like, no.
So my favourite line with all this is Gwen actually diffuses the entire situation, steps between Pete and Flash, and tells Flash at ease. And then she says, this is the weirdest line I've probably heard. Let's meet at the coffee bean and puff a purple peace pipe. What is that?
I do believe that is the Mary Jane.
Purple peace pipe.
Or is it shisha?
Peace pipe? I don't know what the fuck what is in a peace pipe. It is a Native American pipe. Why would they have? Where would they have found one of those,
mate? This has only came out since Mary Jane has joined the group, and we already know she's flying off her tits.
They've went from marijuana to peyote. Peyote. How do you say that? That shit that makes you go crazy. And Homer had some. And he sees the fucking fox in The Simpsons.
Wasn't that when he ate a chiller?
Oh yeah. Okay. Bit mixed up there. So this science exhibition, mate, Pete, Gwen, and the Professor, the weirdest kind of trio.
Mate, why does the Professor look exactly like Tom Selleck?
He does.
Oh my god, they're literally getting chauffeured by fucking Magnum PI.
I think this is before Magnum PI. But I've just had the image in my head of John Ramita, the senior, kind of sitting down and drawing the comics, just ploughing fucking reruns of Magnum PI. That of course isn't what happened, but I like to think that hang on, it is what happened.
Meanwhile, he's just wearing like an open Hawaiian shirt as well.
Yeah,
and
for
like
sure.
there's nothing on it but a sweaty bare chest that's got like crumbs tangled in the chest hairs from like sandwiches that he's been eating whilst he's been inking these pages.
Oh God!
How about that for an image for you?
I don't like that, mate.
Could have done without that.
They're all off to the exhibition, Pete, Gwen, and Professor Warren, and they're being shown a new nullifier that destroys and disarms incoming missiles, which is pretty much the United States of America's Star Wars project, which was that laser that shoots missiles down. That's pretty much it.
I'm pretty sure that it was just that video game. What was it?
Missile Command.
Missile Command, that's the one.
So they all sit down, being presented with like that arcade cabinet, and everyone's kind of, they weren't around. I don't think they were around in the 60s, mate. You had to wait a few decades for those. Everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck is this? And it's just Missile Command. Bleep, bloop.
It's like the army commanders, like, what the fuck is this? This is outrageous. And like it flips turns to like the president just there playing Pong, like, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool.
It is a missile defense system. But as Pete walks through the door of the exposition, as he's there, his spider senses go nuts, and he realizes, hang on, I'm actually helpless here. I can't do a damn thing when I'm here. I'm in front of everyone. I can't move.
Bollocks.
There's a way around that.
I'm calling complete and utter bollocks. How is this one crowded room any different to any other crowded room that he's managed to sneak off from and change into Spider-Man?
You know it. Something's going down. So when they're there, they sit down, they have a look at the nullifier. It's been presented. They're all going, hang on, this is stable. We need to get this demonstrated. We need to get it stable. We need to take every precaution. Now his senses go mad when this bloke stands up in like an overcoat and demands the nullifier.
Oh no. By the way, nullifier, banging name. Like, is it too late to change my at on Twitter?
Nullifier.
Nullifier.
You could do that.
So sick.
So this demonstration, there's this fat bloke. He looks like, do you know Vladimir Lenin? But if he had bare cheeseburgers, just ate a shitload of cheeseburgers. That's a scientist.
He looks like
demonstrating this.
He looks like Sam Tarly from Game of Thrones if someone just shaved the top of his head.
Like Friar Tuck.
Yeah, like Friar Tuck.
So the demonstration, it's a simulated missile attack, and the nullifier will apparently attack the screen. I don't know. But all it is, it's a story device because that man stands up. It's Dr. Octopus, and he demands that nullifier.
All 8 limbs of pain, son.
Yeah, he stands up and he wants that nullifier. Peter Parker stands up and he's like, oh, that can only be one guy. And of course, the arms come out. Everyone gets a big fucking metal slap. It's Dr. Octopus.
Have you ever seen that gif of the geezer going around the garden and he's just slapping every single guest?
Yeah.
That's Doc Ock.
He's just manhandled everyone in the room, basically.
Like, there's military police and everything, all sorts in there. And he's just absolutely handling everybody.
Yeah, he's after the United States' greatest defense mechanism, and he's got it in his hand. He's got one bloody arm on the fucking nullifier, one arm on Fat Lenin, the other one punching a police officer in the cock. And I don't know what the other one else is doing, but he has got complete control of the situation. It's fair to say, and boy, he's lost a bit of weight.
He has. He's looking good, to be fair. No, he's looking tonk, man.
So old voice was like this because the pressure was on his vocal cords, and now he's like, "Hey, I'm Dr. Octopus. I've lost a bit of weight." That's awful.
Doc Ock can't be Scouse.
Hey,
You
I've got to
can't.
fucking get me hands on some of that nullifier.
No, no. You imagine that voice ordering a 10-piece from KFC. It's not
I'll
happening.
have fucking 10 pieces, please.
Nah. Excuse me. I need the finest KFC at a 10-piece. Yes, in fact, I will have a fillet burger for an extra 99p.
That's the one who can never move. No matter how much weight he loses, the voice stays the same. We've had too many British voices as well. I mean, the Kingpin
Yeah, the
was a
Kingpin
British voice.
Cockney
We
as it comes,
retconned.
man.
Yeah, Cockney as it comes, and we got told off for that. So no, we have to keep.
Yeah,
Dr.
we got
Octopus.
shut down real hard.
We got
for
told
that,
off for that. And I'll tell you, this is my podcast.
the only reasoning I can find for shutting that voice down is because you've clearly never met the White Van Man of London. If you had, you'd be like, yeah, Kingpin.
That's a Kingpin.
It's Kingpin right there.
Yeah, our voices stand, and Dr. Octopus, you can't change Dr. Octopus. No one can stem me, stop me, try stop me. Stand aside. Where's Flash Thompson when you need him?
He's off doing Flash Thompson stuff. You know what he's not doing? He's not going on a date with Gwen. Oh.
Neither is Pete by the looks of it. He's got to rush into action. Don't know how. Dr. Octopus actually gives him the perfect opportunity because everyone goes into a panic, which gives him, Peter, the perfect opportunity to run away, get changed into spider gear, and come flying the back fuck in.
Every time I see this, every time Gwen's involved in this sort of moment, I have that daydream back to when she called him an unmitigated coward.
When he's sprinting off.
Fucking, those words cut so deep.
Well, the military and the police move in to disarm Doc Ock, but their attempts to tear gas him are blown back, should I say, as Dr. Octopus simply, when the cloud of tear gas moves in, he just spins his arms.
Oh, fuck, I know this guy in every pit I've ever been to. He's fucking windmilling.
Let's open up this pit. Oh, do you know what? He's that one guy. He goes to every single concert ever. And he's always in queue buying pizzas for young girls. That's him.
Talking about how this isn't real emo.
Yes, I know my Grateful Dead t-shirt may not fit in at Avril Lavigne, but god damn it, I will back the dead. What good is your tear gas? He blows it away. He just spins it. He spins his arms and blows it away.
Windmills it, man.
I am 4 unstoppable living propellers, so you cannot stop me. And then Spider-Man comes through and kicks him in the teeth.
Just instantly. All Doc gets out before getting double size 10s to the chops. It's just a one and only.
Yeah, that's it. Kicks straight in the jaw. He's out the window actually, and they're both the fight sends them straight out onto the exterior of this skyscraper. It looks like so they went up a few floors to that exhibition.
All the while, Doc Ock his robot arms are doing all the work, but if you cut them out of the panel, all you see is this chubby little man baby cradling this purple box for dear life. It looks like, you know, when a toddler is like, you're like, oh, right, we got to go to school now, and they just hold on to something, and they're like, no!
Oh my god, it's so awful.
No,
But you know, that's going to be killing off his normal human baby arms.
no, Mr. Spider-Man, you cannot make me go into school today.
Like, chase me.
I do not want to share. It is all mine.
He runs up the side of the building with a nullifier, explaining everything as he goes along. And Spider-Man just sprints up the side of the building, catches a ride on him, actually, jumps on one of his arms and follows him.
Not before the Spider-Man hits him with the boy. I've never heard anyone yak so much.
And that's coming from a geezer who does not stop speaking.
Literally just chat shit, man. But then he follows that up to like, how do you intend to beat me? By talking me to death. Fuck. I genuinely looks like like actually hurt by that. He stopped talking.
And this is actually supplemented by a really good panel where Gwen Stacy and Professor Warren are outside of the building going, what's happened to Pete? They're having this conversation. Where's Pete? It's him in the background just getting slammed off the building. Like Spider-Man, he's getting slammed off the building by an arm. It's a fantastic panel. Like, these comics have really taken a massive step forward as well.
So
in kind of like
beautiful.
the
irony.
Like the unspoken humor.
It is beautiful.
Spidey blinds Ock with webbing, but he's throwing a curveball as Ock just goes, I'm going to drop the nullifier on the crowd unless you fucking leave me alone.
It'll all be for naught, mate. Christ.
He doesn't give a shit. He says you can come and get me, or you can watch this nullifier crush everyone underneath.
Sound. Is it Spider? You know, Ock is like one of Spider-Man's like first big boy enemies. Like he's almost killed him multiple times. Why is Ock all of a sudden just like, oh, I got webbed to the face, run off?
It's a bit cowardly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like usually he's giving it both barrels, but this time he's just like, nah, fuck it, I can't be arsed, easy love.
Maybe the nullifier just meant so much to him.
Or so little.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. I don't get it. But that being said, he drops the nullifier into the crowd. Spider-Man goes and asks to take the nullifier, and Doc Ock runs off blinded. I cannot see or feel where I'm going. Hopefully I'll live through this.
Just instantly wrecking everything in every direction ever.
He's just fucking stepping over everything, running into fucking corners. And Spider-Man, of course, saves the nullifier. And that's it. The lads are gone.
It seems to be a recurring instance at the moment where a villain just sort of lengs something off the edge of a building or fucks off in the next direction.
Yeah, I feel that. Of course, Spider-Man's smart, so before he lets Ock go, he chucks a little spider tracer onto him, saves the nullifier from hitting everyone, and has to sigh. He's got to get into his civvies and catch up with Gwen and actually come up with a story. The alibi is that I got my camera, went to take some photos. Of course, he gets a nice big hug from Gwen.
I'm not gonna lie. Dick move could literally have been like, Gwen, taking some photos, man. I'll be back in a sec. That's a good cover. Like,
yeah, he just ran off.
He just ran off. Like people would be like, oh, Peter's taking some photos of the shit going on because that's his job for the Bugle. That's a perfect cover. He doesn't have like it's already laid out for him.
Yeah, that's saying something.
I suppose it works afterwards, but still an unmitigated coward.
Well, it's that scene ends there. They arrive back at the Coffee Bean. Well, Professor Warren drops them off. He goes, "You have a good night, kids. I'll go alone. Would you like to join us?" No, I better be getting back to being alone.
No, it's like hey, have you got anything planned for the rest of the night? Oh, I'm just gonna go home and have a microwave meal, and
I try not to burn myself on the cocoa again.
Watch Seinfeld until I cry myself to sleep.
Print memes out and laugh at them.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Doc? You don't want to come in? No, I just told you I had a fun-filled evening planned, and just speeds off.
Slams the door. No.
He knows what he likes.
So the Coffee Bean where they're dropped off, on the sign it says the famous line from Dante's Inferno for some reason, which is "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here." It's a fucking coffee shop.
Yeah, but mate, you're missing out the other shit going on with that Coffee Bean shop.
It's the bean itself.
Right, let me break it down. Right. So you got a yellow sign leading down to a cellar coffee house. Already weird. Right. The Coffee Bean at the top, terrible typographer, absolutely atrocious. Right, underneath that, you've got a Coffee Bean wearing shades with a beret with cross paintbrushes underneath that. Like, fuck me. What?
It's not great.
But the other thing is the way that the coffee bean is drawn. It's almost as though the coffee bean is in the panel. Like, you know how you got the 3-dimensional, so like you can see the side of it, even though it's supposed to be a flat sign.
Yeah.
Like, it fucking makes
Oh.
no sense.
So they're at the Coffee Bean. They were there to meet Harry, Mary Jane, and Flash, of course, and chill out. They've all been on the purple peace boat. They're just smoking on this ceremonial pipe. That's Mary Jane. She's fucking husky.
Husky as fuck.
Husky as fuck after smoking that.
Hey, get him, Tiger! Ooh.
But they're all interrupted because Pete's aunt, May, walks into the Coffee Bean. They apparently couldn't wait to tell everyone the news that they just placed an ad in today's newspaper. They want to earn a bit more money. You see, they're renting out the room that they have spare.
Great idea.
Why do you have to come and tell everyone?
Well, we're just coming here to drop off a hot fresh bowl of foreshadowing.
Imagine if they were on a date, like, "Hey, Peter." Oh yeah, he is. That is like, fucking goddamn, not again, not again.
Is that voice and like his butthole tightens? He's like, oh, there it is.
There it goes. But yeah, the news is pointless. I mean, well done. I mean, but come on, there's a time and a place. This can wait. This is not even tertiary importance.
You know, it's more important. Aunt May's out of hospital. No one addressed this.
Oh, she's not ill.
She's not ill.
Once, no. The gang marvel once more as Pete disappears with Aunt May and Anna May to walk them home, but they walk there on their own. I don't know why Pete has to go and walk them home.
maybe it was all a ruse, and Peter needed to have like a chauffeur home.
Oh, hey, Pete, we can't get back unless you pay for our taxi.
Split fare on the Uber.
The scene cuts to Doc Ock, who has realised that he's been tracked and a tracker was thrown on him. He's actually just managed to tear off the web off his goggles as well.
He's only just managed to do it. You know,
Yeah.
fair fucks to Doc Ock. Like, he's got all that way. Imagine you're driving down the road and you just see a bewildered Doc Ock sort of like just tapping the floor.
What he did, he got an Uber back to the hideout, but obviously he couldn't see where it was. So the geezers dropped him off and went, "Is this all right?" And he went, "Yes."
I'm just
really hesitant.
I'm just imagining like the awkward silence as Doc Ock is in the back of the Uber. His arms literally wrapping all the way around the car. The Uber driver looking very sheepish, and like Doc Ock's just there like, "Sir, busy night." How's it been?
When he gets there, he's obviously still blinded by the web. He gets to the address. Like, you're absolutely 5 stars. Not a complaint. Not a complaint from me. Just, you ask no questions.
Give complaint, made my day.
I'll be giving you a £1 tip, no $1 tip, nothing more.
Got me there promptly. then he uses Uber Eats to order KFC.
Well, now to take up an offer of your sister company. I can't carry on with it.
No, just carry on. Right, so he found out he's been tracked.
He's smart enough to realise he's been tracked. He knows Spider-Man's going to be coming for him, so he devises a booby trap to lure Spider-Man to his doom.
Ah, very clever. Now, I would have thought Doc Ock would have been smart enough to try reverse track the tracker.
He puts the tracker on the chair and rigs up a dummy that looks like him to bring Spider-Man in.
Ah.
There are motion sensors in the room, and once they're triggered, Doc Ock will be alerted.
Clever.
And he can get a surprise attack, and Spider-Man will be done for.
So,
of course, Spider-Man's directly on his way there.
Like, instantly, next panel, Spider-Man literally, like, sitting in midair.
Like Airwolf.
That is the weirdest web swinging I think I've seen thus far.
So Spider-Man swings over to follow the path of the tracer, and he senses it going off the chain. He sneaks up onto the wall of Doc Ock's hideout, and he looks through the window, and he sees the tracer, and he clocks, because he's smart as well, and he realizes, I threw that tracer onto Doc Ock, and they don't move. So that has been placed on his chair, and his senses are going haywire, and he's about to jump in. He goes, hang on. Makes a ball out of webbing, chucks it through, screams Geronimo for some reason. The motion sensors are triggered, and the whole place fucking blows up.
Shit. Ox got no chill.
Oh, fuck, I left the stove on. What's meant to happen?
It's just like beep, 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 beep. Yes, more than. Yes, it's happened again.
Well, Doc Ock flees thinking, I've fucking killed Spider-Man. I have won. Spider-Man just doesn't know what the fuck has happened.
It's literally shell-shocked. Blood seeping out of his ears.
But Spider-Man realizes, hang on, he's this guy's on the fucking loose again, and he's got, he doesn't have the nullifier, but he's got master plans again. He's fucking going crazy. The guy is loose on the city, and the comic comes to an end with the haunting image of Doc Ock applying to be Aunt May's new lodger.
Oh, who would have fucking seen that coming?
Well, hello, pretty lady.
I'm an excellent tenant. I definitely haven't blown up 3 hideouts already.
You can't smell smoke on me. That is not explosive fumes. It is simply barbecue.
I definitely didn't kidnap you before.
How did she not fucking recognise him?
That was a different octopus.
There are many of us.
I am
dozens.
I am Sid the Squid. There are many cephalopod doctors around here.
That is the end of the issue, Brad.
Fucking hell. I can't wait for next issue, man. You know what? I'm like for a bit of Ock Week.
This is, we're going full in on Ock. He's going to be around for a while, judging from the front covers, actually. Let me go into full spoiler mode, but I think we could have 4 or 5.
Oh, beautiful. Doc Ock is probably...
Ock, yeah.
I think we found a title for this one.
Ock, yeah. Yeah, man. It is Dr. Octopus is back in action. He has got the drop on Spider-Man. Worst possible scenario.
10 out of 10. Kidnap me again.
Yeah, Spider-Man's on the back foot as well. Completely got the drop on him. What are your thoughts on that, mate?
It's a good issue. I always relish an opportunity to catch up with Doc Ock, our favourite KFC connoisseur.
I enjoy it as well. I think he's always threatening.
I'd say he's our most fleshed out character, that's for sure.
I like the Kingpin.
Kingpin's pretty cool.
But yeah, man, I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm sorry for the hiatus in the issues. I've been taking a medicine that has left me quite fatigued and tired when it comes to recording. I don't want to be lazy and tired when I record this with Brad. I want to be hyper energetic.
Well, yeah, just imagine this podcast only set to 6 and not 11.
Yeah, imagine if it had none of the shit you've come to love. And it was just us reading. It could just be that if you want. But no, it has to have the energy and application afforded to it.
We'll have to bring Jade back on to bring up those energy levels again.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think you can find us at Spidey Podcast. We always love hearing off you. Thank you for bearing with us. And hopefully we can get back to making this a regular thing. So yeah, I've been James and I've enjoyed it. Brad, you've enjoyed it?
Always enjoy it, mate.
All right, well, we'll see you very soon, guys. We'll continue with Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man very soon. Thank you for listening. And catch us at Spidey Podcast. See you soon. Goodbye.
Okay.